Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week.
Community leaders gathered at the Hazleton Launch Box on Thursday to discuss how the potential closure of the Penn State Hazleton campus would impact the Hazleton area. The roundtable was hosted by Senators Dave Argel and Linda Schlegel-Culver and PA State Representative Dane Watrow and Jamie Walsh. After the event, Watrow said he was overwhelmed and grateful for the number of people who came out in support of the campus.
It was a great turnout today. I can't believe the overwhelming support that the public, stakeholders, alumni, even the chancellor spoke. And there's a clear message to be said right here. Save Penn State Hazleton. They're not backing down, and they're asking for main campus to take a really deep dive into our Hazleton campus here, and we got to keep it. The Hazleton Area School District is growing at a very fast, rapid pace, and we believe that those students are going to want to stay locally. I met with a good handful of them that are in transition to go there next year, excited, so this is a very important piece. We got to keep Penn State Hazleton afloat.
Penn State Hazleton freshman Paul Neihard was in attendance at the roundtable and said the news of the potential closure has been detrimental to many students' education.
The news about the campus closures is very, at least I feel for me, I've seen it at Penn State Hazleton, disruptive to our education, our land grant mission at Penn State. Our land grant mission is to have that extension of our university across the Commonwealth, to offer that opportunity, that fantastic opportunity of education. And it's very tough because it's almost like I feel like to an extent our community has been disrupted. We're vying, we're advocating, we're pushing because we're trying to survive. We're trying to keep our campus open.
Instead of discussing closures, Neihard suggested Penn State should switch the conversation to solutions.
I think really the goal today was making sure that the administration at Penn State, at University Park, our president, our vice president are hearing us, and we're putting those statistics out, and we're advocating for our campus. I think my major point especially that I felt really passionate about is obviously finding a solution, because having a committee, there's a committee currently, that's working under the direction of President Ben Japuti to look at what campuses should be closed. And I think we should do the opposite. How can we keep campuses open? Especially Penn State Hazleton, we have the numbers, we have the applicant numbers, but our actual, and we have the admittance numbers, we have plenty of students that are being admitted, but they're not following through with enrolling. So how can we make changes like that?
Other participants at the roundtable included Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce President Mary Malone, who cited a 2019 study indicating that Penn State Hazleton contributed $36 million to the local economy, and Hazleton Area School District Superintendent Brian Uplinger, who shared that the school district is one of the fastest growing in Pennsylvania with an annual growth rate of 8%. To view the full roundtable discussion, you can visit Senator Argel's website at senatorargel.com.
Governor Josh Shapiro provided an update to reporters on Wednesday following the fire at the governor's mansion on Sunday. Shapiro said he and his family were awakened by state police around 2 a.m. on Sunday and had to evacuate the building. Although no one was injured, Shapiro said he has been doing his best to support his family in the aftermath of the fire.
It's obviously been a challenge. My focus has been on being a good dad, a good husband, and a good governor, in that order. And just trying our best to answer our kids' questions, be honest with them, tell them what we know, and also tell them what we don't know. And to let them know that they're safe and they're going to be okay. And it's okay to feel a lot of different things. And it's okay to not be okay also.
In the hours and days following the fire, Shapiro said he has received an outpouring of positivity and warmth from former governors and first ladies, current legislators, and Pennsylvania residents of all faiths. When asked his reaction to allegations that the arsonist might have been motivated in part by the Israel-Palestine conflict, Shapiro said he chooses to leave the investigation into motives to the prosecutors.
This kind of violence has no place in our society, regardless of what motivates it. This is not how we resolve our differences. And this is not okay. This level of violence has to end. And it has to be roundly condemned by everyone. Both political parties, people from all different walks of life. It's not okay.
As a result of the fire, the governor's mansion sustained millions of dollars worth of damage. Shapiro said work is being done to ensure the residence can be repaired as soon as possible.
Listen, my concern is not just for our family, but for the wonderful staff that work there, for the visitors that go there. Secretary Reggie McNeil, the Department of General Services, is working closely with the state police to ensure that the building, the residence, is fixed quickly, and we can get back to having the staff there, get back to having our family there, and get back to welcoming visitors to the residence. It is very, very important to me, to Secretary McNeil, to Colonel Paris, that this work be done quickly, that steps be taken to strengthen the security at the governor's residence, and that we welcome Pennsylvanians back very soon.
Cody Balmer was arrested on Sunday in connection with the fire at the governor's mansion. He has been charged with aggravated arson and attempted homicide, among other charges, in connection with the case. 6 days after failing a state inspection due to mice problems, the West Hazelton Elementary Middle School kitchen reopened on Wednesday. According to Superintendent Brian Uplinger, the kitchen was reopened after officially passing a second inspection. The second inspection was performed after the district combated the issue with the help of licensed pest control professionals and an improved cleaning plan. After failing the first inspection, Uplinger said the meals for the students at West Hazelton were prepared at other schools until the issue could be resolved. Now officials say the meals will once again be prepared in the West Hazelton kitchen. According to the district's website, the 14 other schools in the district were also found to be in compliance.
Coming up on WYLN News, we check in with State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's weekly update. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Shenandoah Part 4. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network and Jefferson Health, investing in your well-being and building healthier communities, because more expertise and convenient care mean better outcomes and a healthier you. Learn more at lvhn.org/Jefferson.
My name is Ellie and tomorrow's going to be rainy.
We want your child to be our WYLN weather kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your weather kid video today.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazelton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazelton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Hello, this is State Representative Dane Watrow of the 116th Legislative District with some news you can use. Did you know that more than 1 in 10 veterans have been diagnosed with a substance use disorder? When veterans separate from the military, they may face a host of challenges adapting back into civilian life. Most will work through these challenges, but some fall on hard times and sometimes resort to substance abuse as a way to cope. Help is available for veterans, family members, and their advocates at 1-800-662-HELP. Veterans are also encouraged to make use of PA Vet Connect, a program aimed to helping veterans address the challenges of homelessness, employment, mental health, addiction, and much more. If you or someone you know requires assistance or would like more information about programs and services available through the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, visit dmva.pa.gov. Thank you.
Welcome back to Feel Good Friday. I'm joined with Dr. John. Dr. John, how's it going?
Hey, Ryan. Thank you so much again for spending time with me.
It's always a pleasure. And today we're going to talk about the importance of good shoes, because bad shoes can be really bad for your feet.
You know, as a chiropractor, you try to be like a detective. Let's say someone has ankle pain, knee pain, hip pain. You order x-rays of those areas. You send them to physical therapy, no better. They'll come in and say, oh, by the way, my pains are gone. What'd you do? I got a new pair of shoes. And even as a practitioner, you realize, oh my God, I didn't realize that. So the research says every 300 miles, get a new pair of shoes. So if someone walks 2 miles a day, every 150 days, get a new pair of walking shoes. And again, I come from a family of 12. We want to save money. We want to use the same pair of shoes for 3 years. That's how you get plantar fasciitis and knee pain and hip pain. So good shoes. If you're going to be a dresser upper, don't wear high heels. Maybe about a 3/4 inch heel is what's best for the foot. So shoes are critical. If you're not getting any good results, no matter where you're going, get a new pair of sneakers, a good pair of shoes, maybe an insert, right, and it makes the whole difference in the world.
It definitely makes a whole world of difference. And I'd like to thank Dr. John for joining us in this edition of Feel Good Friday. We'll see you next time.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Cooking rice just isn't nice.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it.
The secret is Perfect Cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve.
It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed.
And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
My name is Ellie and tomorrow's going to be rainy.
It was during the 30s and 40s that the 2 most famous Shenandoah residents of all became national stars, heard on the radio and in ballrooms everywhere on a regular basis. Jimmy and Tommy Dorsey, born 1904 and 1905 respectively, were the sons of a former coal miner turned musician who taught them to be strong musicians themselves. Tommy proved a prodigy with the trombone, and Jimmy was strong in the saxophone and later the clarinet. Their professional careers began when they formed the Dorsey Novelty Six, which would become one of the first jazz bands to broadcast on radio. They would be part of numerous other bandleaders' acts, notably Rudy Vallee's, before forming the Dorsey Brothers Orchestra in the late 20s. They appeared regularly on the radio in the early 30s, with their band including young Glenn Miller for a year, but the brothers would have an acrimonious split in 1935 and go their separate ways, each forming his own band. For the next 15 years, they would become major big band stars on their own, Tommy producing such hits as I'll Never Smile Again and Marie, and Jimmy charting with titles like I'm Glad There Is You and It's The Dreamer in Me. Eventually, by 1953, the brothers would reconcile and recombine their orchestras. In their last years, they hosted a variety show on CBS, Stage Show, which included the first national television appearances by a young truck driver from Memphis named Elvis Aaron Presley. Tommy died in 1956 and Jimmy in 1957, faintly right as the big band era was ending. The brothers' impact on the genre, however, can never be understated. By the early 1940s, the world was at war, and many Shenandoah men joined the struggle against tyranny and oppression. One of these men was Corporal Anthony D'Amato. A truck driver before the war, D'Amato joined the Marines and was assigned to the 5th Amphibious Corps of the 2nd Battalion of the 22nd Marines. D'Amato would participate in the North Africa campaign, being cited for meritorious conduct in his role in the Marines' capture of Arzou, Algeria. In 1943, his unit would be reassigned to the Pacific. It was there, on February 20th, 1944, on El Gelbi Island near Eniwetok Atoll in the Marshall Islands, that D'Amato threw himself on a grenade that had been tossed by the Japanese into the foxhole he was sharing with 2 fellow Marines. The blast killed D'Amato, the first Shenandoah resident to die in World War II, but saved his associates. For his heroism, Corporal D'Amato was posthumously awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Today he rests in Honolulu National Cemetery of the Pacific. Shenandoah has not forgotten D'Amato today. The local American Legion post, with a large mural of him on its outer wall, was named in his honor, as too is the D'Amato Zamatowicz Trophy Shenandoah Valley plays Monomoy area for every year in the season's final football game. And the U.S. Navy would name the destroyer USS D'Amato, which sailed from 1947 to 1994, in his honor as well. Eventually the war would be won, thanks in part to the effort of many of Shenandoah's men. But Schuylkill County was starting to change when they returned, as the demand for coal was starting to decline. The mines held on as long as they could, but the industry started shriveling, and the population began a long, slow decline to its current number of about 5,000 residents, about 1/6 of what the town was at its peak. Nonetheless, success stories still happen in Shenandoah. In 1959, the town's residents saw John Morgan Davis, who had been born in the borough in 1906, elected as Pennsylvania's lieutenant governor. Davis, who had served as a judge in the Pennsylvania Court of Common Pleas prior to his election, served 4 years as lieutenant governor under Governor David Lawrence. Afterwards, Davis would be nominated by President Lyndon Johnson to the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, on which he served until his death in 1984. And then there were the pierogies. In this case, they came from the kitchen of Mrs. Mary Twardzik of Shenandoah. Her son Ted figured that these pierogies were more than good enough to sell in stores. And so, in 1952, he began doing just that, offering them to local grocery stores. Originally popular among the Polish, whom the pierogi was a native dish, the food's apparel soon spread to all ethnic groups. Today, what is called Mrs. T's Pierogies, in honor of Mary Twardzik, ships pierogies from coast to coast, earning over $11 million per year. Run today by Mary's grandson, its headquarters are still in Shenandoah, showing that industrial power in the town is still strong.
My name is Ellie and tomorrow's going to be rainy.
Lehigh Valley Health Network is now proudly part of Jefferson Health. And when two healthcare leaders come together for the community, you can expect more. More locations, more clinical trials, more breakthrough treatments. Jefferson Health and Lehigh Valley Health Network, together for the future of care.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Here's a question. Have you ever been told, don't go to a chiropractor, you're going to get hurt? That person has been hurt by a chiropractor, or it's a doctor who has had patients hurt. So respect them, but I have 1,000 patients who've been told that, and with gentle chiropractic care, changed their life. Give us a call.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Bye.